Yo, what's cracking everyone? Ericship 111 here. So, with Toyota officially returning to the Forza franchise next month, along with the highly anticipated 1998 Toyota Supra RZ Mark IV being made available to purchase straight from the auto show in Update 17 this December, it's fairly obvious that Playground Games will slowly add more Toyotas and Lexuses that have been in recent Forza titles, update after update, to keep the content fresh every month. With that being said, there are many other Toyota vehicles that have never made an appearance in a Forza game but have debuted in other racing titles. So let's take a look at 7 Toyotas we have seen in other racing games that we would like to see in Forza Horizon 4. Starting off with number 1, the Toyota Aristo. Perhaps the one Toyota that many people do not appreciate enough along with its history. But did you know that the 2JZ GTE, which is infamously known to power the Mark IV Supra RZ, was actually first introduced in this Toyota Aristo? Built as a luxury saloon, competing against some of its strongest European competitors like the Mercedes AMG and BMW M Series, when this was first for sale, it was way ahead of its time. Electric mirrors, electric seats, electric adjustable steering. Mostly everything you see in today's car was present in the Aristo and more. Although the car was not necessarily built for handling, weighing quite hefty at over 1700 kilograms, its straight line speed and acceleration was certainly respectable. This was thanks to Toyota's 3-litre inline-6 twin-turbo, producing approximately 280 brake horsepower, and in all honesty, having owned one of these, the Aristo is still a hidden gem that not many car enthusiasts know about, but it's a car that encompasses style, class, and speed. Number 2, the Toyota Chaser. Here's the other Toyota sedan that is perhaps far more popular than the Aristo. Between the two models, the Chaser was more of the favorite in the tuning scene, as not only could it be modified to give the car a tuner look or go the opposite direction with a more VIP style, but it was a very popular choice to be used for drifting. With the top of the range Chaser being powered by a 1JZ with VVTi along with a single turbo. It's the single turbo setup that most likely made the Chaser the Toyota sedan of choice, as it was easier to make more power and overall cheaper to buy its engine parts. Both the Chaser and Aristo have been featured in many other racing titles. However, it is time for Forza, Turn 10 and Playground Games to up their game with iconic Toyota vehicles and bring these two sedans into the franchise. Number 3, the TRD 3000 GT. Who remembers this beast of a Supra? Featured in a few early Gran Turismo games, the Toyota Racing Development 3000 GT is perhaps the ultimate Supra on the road. The idea behind the car was that Toyota would use telemetry from their actual Japanese racing series car in 1994 and implement them into their road-going Supra. Aesthetically, you can see that the car is very different. It sits 50mm wider than standard to allow for wider tires, providing better grip, and a near complete overhaul in aerodynamics, including a racing front bumper with racing diffusers, along with a huge adjustable rear wing to alter the amount of downforce required. Oddly enough, the TRD 3000 GT doesn't have much done to the engine, as you may imagine. With a modest 318 brake horsepower, it's really all about how the air channels through the body, and although at the time you were able to purchase these body parts individually, TRD actually built 35 examples of these with its own TRD VIN number. Chances of ever seeing one of these in real life is near impossible, but it would be great to see it in a Forza Horizon title. Number 4, the 2020 Toyota Supra Mark V. Ah yes, perhaps the one we all want to eventually see and to a certain degree expect in the upcoming year. As well, in Forza Horizon 4, we have already seen its counterpart, the BMW Z4. given that the new Mark V Supra has only been seen exclusively in Gran Turismo Sport. Maybe perhaps Toyota has a license deal with Gran Turismo that the new Supra is to not appear in any other racing games until a certain date. Of course, that is pure speculation. However, given the popularity of the new Supra around the internet world, it would most certainly be appropriate to make its appearance in an open world racing game, just like Forza Horizon 4, and seeing just what customizations we are allowed to do, and honestly, just get a slight feel on what it's like to perhaps own one virtually and show it off across the Horizon life. Number 5, the Toyota GT1 road car. Alright, so I understand that the Toyota GT1 race car has actually been featured in many Forza Motorsport titles, with its last appearance being Forza Motorsport 6, right before Toyota pulled out from being in most racing games. However, the Toyota GT1 road car has been featured a lot less, but has a much stronger stigma to it. Having actually featured in the Project Gotham Racing series on the Xbox 360, this road legal Toyota, yes, road legal Toyota, was made to homologate its racing car in the GT1 race series. With only 2 ever made in the world, the reality of this car is that it is truly impractical for road use even by today's standards. With windows that aren't capable of opening, the gear shifter hitting the driver's right knee, and many more ergonomic errors, the mystique of this Toyota, however, is extremely mesmerizing. Powered by the same 3.6 litre V8 engine from its racing counterpart, it makes approximately 600 brake horsepower, which would hold up against any supercars or even hypercars of today, especially around the racetrack. But can you imagine driving in one of these through the streets of Great Britain? Number 6, Tom's Supra. Much like the TRD 3000 GT, the Tom Supra is certainly one of the rarest cars, and I don't just mean that in the real world, but in video game history. Only ever appearing in Gran Turismo 2, this Supra was built to show off the potential of Tom's ability to build a GT machine for the road after the Tom's Castrol Supra, which I'm sure many of us are very familiar with, won the Japanese GT Championships in 1997. So of course, one of the major changes to turn the Supra into a GT Supra is of course the bodywork. With 5 aero parts made, when they are all replaced with the OEM parts, the shape will then show strong resemblance to their winning GT Supra. And along with some light tuning and breathing modifications, which seems to be the trend back in the day in Japan, this was perhaps the most reputable aftermarket Supra there was at the time, and also given that Tom's has been featured in the Forza franchise before, I do not believe it will be that far of a stretch to get them back in the near future. And number 7, the Toyota Celica GT Pikes Peak. Alright, so recently Playground Games added the all-electric Volkswagen IDR Pikes Peak vehicle, which is cool and all, but it's missing the pure rawness of what a Pikes Peak car is, so why not introduce Rod Millen's 1994 Toyota Celica that is certainly a lot more brutal than its standard counterpart. Now, what is interesting about this Celica is that, of course, it needed to have a lot of downforce, which explains the massive aero parts. But did you know that this car produces over 800 brake horsepower from just a 2.1 litre 4-cylinder turbocharged engine built by TRD, which is absolutely insane. Other facts about this Pikes Peak Celica is that the body is all made out of one piece of carbon fiber, and the only part of the car that came directly from the original 94 Celica is the windshield. So in hindsight, it's not really a true Celica, but that doesn't really matter. And weighing under 900 kilograms, my goodness, this would be a great car to have in Forza Horizon 4. So there we have it, guys, 7 rare Toyotas that are in other racing games that we want in Forza Horizon 4. Let me know what you guys think of this list. Are there any other Toyotas that you would like to see that have yet to ever be featured in a Forza title? Make sure to write it down in the comment section below. I do read all of your comments, guys. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to smash the thumbs up button. That would really help me out. And also, if you guys would like to see more Forza Horizon 4 content right here on this channel, make sure to click the subscribe button with notifications turned on, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.